Ready for another round? It's Brewsday Tuesday. Here's DreZ and Big Nate.
That sound lets you know that we're drinking beers. Brewsday Tuesday brought to you by the Cellar Restaurant and Six Pack Store in downtown Blacksburg. We're celebrating National Cereal Day, a day late, and a little bit, well, let's just say
short.
We're thinking outside.
We're short.
We're thinking, we were short on actual breakfast beers. Last round even was a bit of a stretch. This one's even more so. So it's less about the cereal and more about beers that could be breakfast, and there are cereal versions of these beers. I just popped from Rusty Rail Brewing Waffle Sauce, which is a maple pecan imperial brown ale that looks so delicious, coming in at 8%. And for those that do not know, Rusty Rail Brewing Company out of, oh boy, maybe I shouldn't have brought this up, Mifflinburg, PA?
Yes, I think you're right.
I think I'm right, too. No, I don't.
Who's going to call us? Yeah. How many listeners do we have in Mifflinburg, PA?
7 listeners
They're
in Mifflinburg.
all angry.
Oh, man. Oh, boy.
Okay, so I don't know if you're running into what I'm running into, but I've got the, from Boulevard Brewing Company, Cinnamon Bun Ale. It's a 9.5% ABV, and they didn't really have a clever description here, just a bunch of quotes, like I'm a sinner and a saint and rolling in dough. But I've never opened a beer that smells exactly like what I expected for the first time. But holy hell, this smells like a cinnamon bun.
Yeah? Oh, man, that's exciting. So as if that the stout chocula wasn't sweet enough.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, this is going to be...
Tomorrow's going to be gnarly.
Yeah, exactly. It'll be a rough day because the sweet stuff, it does. Let's be honest. I think everybody can admit and agree that if you do the sweet stuff, you usually tend to have a bit more of a headache the next day. So we'll see how we fare, but I am looking forward to this one. My BB picked this one up for me, and I was going to drink it, and then I was just like, well, I kind of have. Let me save that as a backup in case we were struggling to find cereal beers. Which, guess what? That was the case.
So, I mean, but you mentioned like this is one of those situations where we're stretching, but we're not stretching that far because in both your beer's case and this one, there were or are cereals that exist that use this as their foundation.
I think both of them, I think we mentioned both of them. Well, maybe not the Cinnabon one, but there was a Cinnabon cereal. I think Kellogg's did it. It was delicious. And then, of course, we already mentioned Waffle Crisp was one of my all-time favorites.
Did you know there was one that predated Waffle Crisp? They were called Waffalos.
That doesn't sound as
good. It was mid-'80s. And like they lasted for like a year, but yeah, they were called the Waffalos.
Okay, yeah. So I never got to try those ones. That was before my time.
I was doing some cereal research in the break,
doing a little digging.
There was another one I found that I would like to find a box of it. It's you were talking about the Cocoa Crispy Treat cereal. Well, it was fruity marshmallow Rice Krispies.
Oh, Rice Krispies. So not like Fruity Pebbles.
No, it was the Fruity Krispies. And essentially it sounds like a very deconstructed fruity Rice Krispie treat. It had marshmallow charms, kind of like Lucky Charms.
Oh, wow.
And that was how they skirted the issue, but the Krispies were fruit flavored.
So was that like a limited release kind of thing? Or?
Oh, no.
I've never even heard of that.
Apparently, like from 84 through like 88, like it was readily available on store shelves, but sales were terrible and they just discontinued it.
I think we need to start. What do they call those? Not a GoFundMe, but what is it? Where it's like
one of those online petitions to bring it back.
Where nothing happens, but you start. What is that called?
You feel better about yourself. I know exactly what you're talking about. It just blows my mind that there are so many cereals that I missed out on as a kid just because of when I was born.
Damn. Yeah, that's a shame.
There's also one on the other side. I saw, so everyone's familiar with Trix, which was another one of my go-tos back in the day. They had mini Trix, which is just enough of a gimmick to just hook me in. But like it lasted for one summer in 2010.
Well, now I think it is like mini Trix because it's not like what it used to be where it was like full kind of fruit shapes. Yeah. Now it's just kind of like little nubs.
So you're saying they tricked us?
They did.
It's right there in the name.
They did. Silly. So silly.
Silly rabbit.
Silly people. Silly cereal makers. Another one we haven't brought up yet that's one that I've always been a fond of. Corn Pops.
I do love the corn
Gotta
pops.
have my Pops, man. Those were a classic.
What about Sugar Smacks?
Smacks. Well, yeah, I think they dropped sugar
It's
because
just Smacks now?
yeah, I think that was a long time. No, or is it Honey Smack? I think it's just Smacks because
How did that not get me too'd?
it was always sugar. It was Sugar Smacks, but then it was just like, oh well. I think they realized. I'm sure they did whatever research, and
Sugar's
parents
in the
don't
name.
want. Yeah, you don't
parents
want
aren't
to
gonna
put.
buy.
Yeah, you don't want to put.
But
sugar in the
Smacks
name.
flies.
Smacks with the frog is the, and then
Dig 'em.
what was the? There was another whatever the other like. So that was post say the Kellogg version. It had some sort of like a cat. What was the name of that one? It was like a knockoff of Smacks. It was their version of it.
See, I was very loyal to brands.
I can't remember what that
so
one
that one's
was.
tricky. I couldn't tell you what the other one was. Corn Pops, that's taking me back, though.
I
I
think it
haven't had
started to
those
see.
in
Corn
a
Pops,
very long
Do
time.
yourself a favor, man. Those were pretty solid. And I remember very briefly they had the generic brand of Corn Pops, and you can get it in like the big bag for cheap. Those were they quit doing that for whatever reason.
Now, do you run into the same boat I do, even, as an adult with a job and, well, mom's not paying the bills now, and every time you walk in the store, like, particularly with your beer in the first segment, I was like, oh my God, I do this. I was so guilty as anytime there's like a novelty cereal, like I almost immediately, if the gimmick's good enough, I find myself buying a box.
Yeah, that's
Like
what
I
I was
still
saying.
got Chocula from Halloween.
That's what I'm saying. Like if it's something I haven't had before, then I'm usually very tempted to buy. Like I mean, I always want to try new stuff. Just like with beer, cereal is like beer. More often than not, if I'm going to the beer store, I'm looking it up to see if I've tried it before on Untapped, and if I haven't, then that's what I'm going to get over. Even if it's something that I know is tried and true, I like to roll the dice and try the new stuff, and see what's out there. So same with the cereal, man. I always like to try the new ones.
So here's the hot debate I see online. Milk first or cereal first?
Pouring wise,
Yeah.
what animal pours the milk first?
Thank you. But apparently that's like the way you're supposed to do it. I don't know. There
Why?
was some chef who was saying you pour the milk first and then you add the cereal on top. Nope. Because first of all, I need to know how much cereal I'm getting. That's much
Yeah.
more important than the milk. The milk is kind of an aperitif, if you will.
That
And,
being said, there might be some reasoning for that because I think we've all been there where you pour the bowl of cereal and then you either don't have enough milk or maybe you accidentally pour milk that's gone bad on the cereal.
Okay,
That one's
I could
rough.
see that being devastating.
Yeah.
However, the other one I do that I'm guilty of, I will sit there and eat like 3 or 4 bowls in one sitting.
Easily.
So I'm reusing that milk again and again, and the flavor's just getting more and more saturated. By the time I hit that 4th bowl, that is the perfect bowl of cereal. But yeah, I can see that the not having enough milk because the cereal does absorb it, but you just top it off.
Yeah. So have you ever had to improvise when you've been short on milk?
I luckily haven't had to do it in a very long time. I do know someone who improvised and used beer, which to me seems like it would make sense, but also seems like a
weren't we
train wreck.
supposed to do that today?
Yeah,
yeah, we didn't.
I
do that.
opted out because that's just a train wreck. I have done water and cereal before, and it's
Oh,
just not.
no.
It doesn't work.
So have you done the? So say you're having, like throwback to the last segment, maybe Count Chocula. Have you opted to try chocolate milk with the Count like Chocula?
See, that makes sense.
It's overkill. You end up
It
with chocolate
prob-
milk anyways.
It's
by the end of
probably
it.
overkill, but not like
It's
if you're
doable.
improvising. That makes much more sense than trying beer or water.
Yes.
Like that's at least in the same vein. I've done half and half,
Ooh,
super rich bowl of
oh my
cereal,
gosh.
and
That'd be-
probably not good for your heart.
That'd probably be doable, but man. Whew. Yeah, that'd be rough.
It's thick. I'll tell you, it is a thick bowl of cereal.
Yeah. All right. So another one that came to mind, but now I've lost it probably because I've been drinking these high ABV beers. This waffle sauce, by the way, is 8%. So what was yours on this round?
It was 9.5.
So we're averaging about a 9% beer on this show
Which
right now.
makes me wonder about my breakfast routine every day. Am I doing something wrong? Usually I'm rolling out the door stone cold sober. Apparently I need a high ABV beer to start the day.
I remember what I was going to go with, where I was heading. So, obviously, stereotypical, standard. You got your bowl, your milk, your spoon. Are there any cereals that you enjoy just like as a snack, just to munch on?
Captain Crunch. That's why
You-
I
you
keep
go
it in
ca-
that.
So
I love.
you usually eat Captain Crunch, no milk, just to pop it.
I mean, in an ideal world, it will have milk, but as a snack, it's fine straight.
Interesting, and it doesn't cut the roof of your mouth. Damn it!
Well, yeah. See, I've heard that complaint for a long time, and I've been eating Captain Crunch for a long time. I don't know what these people are doing wrong.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like maybe you're not letting the milk settle enough, or maybe you're not chewing enough. But I've never had that problem.
So my go-to, and frankly, since I started doing it, I almost feel like it's a wasteful way to eat it in the milk because you could pound through a bowl of it so quick, whereas you could really savor it.
Get all the flavors.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Eat Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Just pick up like 2 or 3, pop it in. You can like just sort of lick and suck the cinnamon and sugar off, and then oh man, that's really the way to eat that cereal.
But like you kind of alluded to it earlier too. Is there's a perfect ratio. If you wait too long, it gets way too soggy, and it kind of like Cinnamon Toast Crunch is definitely one of those cereals for me. Like I have to eat it immediately as soon as the milk hits it because I mean crunch is right there in the name.
Yeah,
obviously
if you
that's the
lose
way
the
they
crunch,
intended you to eat it.
It's true. Now here's another thing. My cousin David does this. And I don't know if he's an odd one out. I thought it was very strange, but I'm sure he's not the only one. When he pours a bowl of cereal, he has to just go right around and just dunk everything down in the milk before he even starts eating it. He doesn't like to have one bite of any cereal that hasn't been touched by milk.
I actually do that, but not for the reason he does.
All right.
So usually if I'm eating cereal, we're at the end of my day, I'm going to be sitting in front of the TV in the bedroom, kind of just enjoying a movie or whatever. Walking upstairs, I don't want to spill any of that cereal.
So that
I
weighs
feel like
it
the
down?
surface tension of the milk weighs it down.
Okay, that's fair. That's a much better reason than him just being like, I just need it all to be touched by milk.
No. I mean, you don't even notice. Milk definitely makes a difference. I see my experience with water and cereal, but ultimately just a little splash will do. You're dipping that spoon in, you're already getting it kind of mixed up. Yeah, I don't think his theory holds water.
Or milk.
Oh,
man. I could talk for days about cereal. Cereal's so good.
Weird, big part of our life. And I don't know if it's... I would be intrigued to talk to someone who's... I mean, this would be a perfect conversation.
Never had cereal?
With Huck, to see if cereal is as big in his life as it is ours.
Because he's a little bit a different generation?
Yes.
Yeah, that would be. I do think you're right. We probably are like the cereal generation. Like I guarantee you, our options far outweigh, what my grandma was going to the grocery.
Yeah.
Like it's gotten bigger and bigger. Because I kid you not, every time I go down the cereal aisle, there's at least 5 different cereals I've never even heard of or seen of before.
And it's just they keep popping up.
Yeah, but they don't last. That's the thing. You got your tried and trues. Another underdog. I mean, we touched a little bit about Cheerios. There's a bunch of different versions. Best Cheerios.
So they discontinued the Frosted Cheerios, but I would have said those. Honey Nut, though.
Honey Nut's classic. Apple Cinnamon Cheerios.
Okay, but if we're going to go that route, we just get Apple Jacks and call it a day.
Oh, Apple Jack. Get out of here with your Apple Jacks.
It's basically the exact same,
No.
just one's
Oh my
brightly
gosh,
colored.
Are you kidding me? They're vastly different.
All right,
I will blind taste test that all day.
We're going to have to do that.
Oh my gosh. They're not even close. Are you kidding?
See, to me,
You
they
think
taste the
Apple
same.
Jacks taste like apple cinnamon?
I think so.
Mm-mm.
I mean, I've often wondered where they land on the bright green and bright orange in Apple Jacks, though.
Oh boy. All right, we're going off the rails. Let's get back to the beers that aren't cereal pretty much whatsoever.
No, we've discovered they are cinnamon bun cereal
And waffle. This is the waffle sauce. It's delicious. Again, I could almost reiterate my entire untapping of the last one. Although instead of this one being that one being a stout, this one is an imperial brown. I really do like browns when they're imperial and done like this. Maple and pecan. I do love pecan. What's a good pecan cereal? I know there's some, right? What is that? No?
I'm
Maybe
going to
thinking of
take a
pecan
shot in the dark.
sandies.
Pecanos.
Yeah, sure. But I do love pecans or pecans, wherever you might be from or whatever. But yeah, this waffle sauce is delicious. It is sweet, not as sweet as the stout chocula, but man, this is very tasty. And again, the aroma of it, you can tell it smells like you're drinking some waffle syrup or waffle sauce in this case. Rusty Rail Brewing Company knocking it out of the park. I'm right along the board, man. 4.5. I think this is it's a good beer. It's good drinking.
I'm going to be wildly inconsistent here. Well, I guess not wildly. We're not that far off. Boulevard Brewing Company, the cinnamon bun ale. It smells exactly like a cinnamon bun. It tastes exactly like a cinnamon bun. You almost forget that you're drinking a imperial brown ale with cinnamon flavoring. It pours beautifully. It's nice and smooth, and yeah, I'm gonna have to go ahead and do it. But this gets a 5.
Whoa!
With the caveat that definitely cannot drink more than one of these in a sitting. It's very sweet, but so delicious.
All right, man. All right. Well, that's a good find. There you go. Oh, okay. All right. Well, I know they weren't all cereal beers, but a damn good good display, man. High scores. So basically, drink breakfast-related beer. You know, I know it's 6 o'clock or a little after, but yeah, you could probably even drink these for breakfast or with breakfast and be happy, man. Next week, if all goes well, it's going to be a very exciting Brewsday Tuesday.
Absolutely thrilled with what we got on tap.
I see what you did there. I'm not going to say what it is, but we will have a special guest, and this is someone that every Bear listener is familiar with, but I have never even spoken to.
Fall in the
Ooh.
same boat.
What a tease. What a tease. He will be on the show next week, and that'll be really, really cool. We'll fill you in on the weekend when we cut those promos and tease it, but it's going to be exciting. My man, Nate, as always, a pleasure having you in studio drinking beer with me. We'll take a quick break. We'll get back with the tunes right here, 105.3 The Bear. Stick around.